If you're looking to get a cash offer on your home, at least with KC Property Guys, it's setting up a tour. Some people sometimes call and they've talked to another cash investor, and the cash investor has given them some offer over the phone, or they've gone to some type of national website and they've received an email that this is the value that they're going to get for their home. And ultimately, in those inspected home scenarios, whether you've given an offer over the phone, whether you've received it over the email, or you've received some type of text solicitation, there's always a revaluation, always, without exception. Things get reevaluated. So the ones that aren't personal, like for KC Property Guys, they're all personal. So everything comes with a personal touch and a conversation and a tour of the home. But for the ones that aren't, there's always going to be some type of reinspection. They're going to either hire out a realtor or an inspector to walk through the home, or they're going to show up and walk through the home themselves, or they're going to invite some type of third-party investor to walk through the home themselves, because they're not the ones ultimately buying it. And that's a little known fact about many of these unsolicited phone calls and emails, is many of these companies are not buying these houses themselves. They are representative and brokers that are pushing paper and then trying to create a profit for themselves. And so through those non-solicited offers, there will be some form of third party that'll walk through the house, whether it's a direct entity who's buying it or an inspector or a realtor. And through that, they're gonna find the list of damage, deferred maintenance. Every house it's like a car. You can find an issue on every car, you can find an issue in every house, and every house that has an issue has a cost to it. They're gonna find those issues, and then that price that's been kind of quote unquote promised or at least quoted to you is then it's going to begin to negotiate down. And that can happen sometimes a series of 2 or 3 or 4 times, depending on the scenario, depending on who you're working with, and depending on how they're moving those houses. Most people don't buy the houses, like for KC Property Guys, we buy 100% of our houses. We rehab 100% of our houses, and then we hand the houses over to the realtors. But it doesn't necessarily work like that across the board. The majority of the investors that are in the industry simply buy the house under contract, and then the fine print within the contract says that they can assign the house to a third party. And that's what you have to really look out for. That's kind of the bottom feeders, the underlying belly of the home buying industry, is that it's not always the way it seems, and some things tend to be too good to be true. But for at least us, it's kind of worked in our favor. Is the price that we quote is the price that we close at, and it doesn't change because I'm the one, or we are the ones who ultimately inspect the house. We're the ones that price the house. We're the ones that buy the house. It stays streamlined. We're the ones who work on the house, and we're the ones who ultimately sell it. So in the terms of the scenarios, it can really vary. You have to kind of watch out for that, but for us, it all stays personal and in-house.